wandered away from the house. Well, old Sakiji had a band of 40 warriors, young warriors. And you go down Kirkwood Falls. They get down there and get a whole lot of hot water, they call it. And they drink that, and then they come back through the country and shoot arrows. And my brother sat at the barn one evening in the shed playing, and the crib was between us and the road. And we heard these Indians whoop. Well, we know they're too close, we couldn't make it to the house, so we just ducked under the manger. And when they went on by, we counted 17 arrows that they shot at that barn. It was a log barn, and some go through and come through and stick in the ground on the other side, over in the stall where we were at. And then they had an old nigger, Sam Jones, was there, and he was a very bad man. And Charlie Black was not. And Sam Jones come to our house one evening, rode up into the yard, and he told my brother, he said, "Give us some matches." And he was very sensible, so he wouldn't do it. And when he said that he wasn't going to get it, he had his gun in, and he drew his gun and says, "Go get me some matches." My mother that time come to the door, and she said what he was doing, so she just pulled out a new box of matches. And he reached down and took the matches and put in his pocket and turned and walked off. But then about 3 weeks later, there was a couple of young men drove up to our gate with this big first oak tree standing there. And they was in a hack, an Indian hack. And it had an Indian ponies hooked to it, and they drove up there and got out, tied their horses, got out of there, or walked on into the house. Wasn't nobody there but this time my mother and brother. They walked in and sat down by the fire and never said a word. They rolled their heads, and that was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then about sundown, they sat there about sundown. About sundown, they got up and walked out and never said nothing. Got in their hack and drove on off. And that night, midnight, while they killed an old man and his daughter and drove their cows off down close to Hinah.